Something is coming through, so let's see what it is. I have a bunch of decks, but this is the one we're starting with, which is the Bianca Nero, black and white. Oh, hold on a second. I didn't give it a quickie. Make sure they're all the correct orientation. I make sure all of mine are upright. I want to stick this on the back of my neck. Be interesting. It's early. You can't see it, but I'm looking at a candle flame. It's like it's doing some stuff. The Lovers in reverse. The King of Wands, the Hangman, and the Six of Swords. All right, we're going to keep those over here. Page of Cups was on the split. Okay, the Page of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. There's care, like being careful. There's intentions that are pure, that include a partnership, but that include love, that include a loving relationship. It's not actually happening though, but the energy is all there for all this. It's tentative, it's timid a little. There's a lightness in energy, in intention, and there's a seriousness, caution. There's caution. It feels like instability because of caution, and I don't know if it's self-doubt. It is. It's self-doubt on some level. In a confidence way. Doubting whoever's energy this is. We're going to go with the King of Wands energy, but I don't feel like that's you. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. It's Leo, though. Fire signs. It could be, just if it's relevant. There's conviction, and when this energy is in alignment, and it's conviction, it's a balancing of passion. It's keeping your, I'm going to say passion, drive, and your energy stores that support that all balanced. And you're living a really rich, full life, and you are a person of inspiration, activation, camaraderie, I'm hearing. Like the team captain. Or the CEO, even though that's traditionally more swords, but that's what this energy is, but it's not seeing the light. There's a separation happening because of truth seeking. This energy is removing itself because of facts. And some of those facts are misalignment, anxiety. Something is causing the balance of knowing and being to be not balanced. And there's a recognition that a separation needs to happen, but there's still confusion on what the next step is. It feels like it's working toward the King of Wands energy, being in the full power of that. We're talking about the Lovers, which is the divinely guided partnership, union, co-creation. It's two actualized beings in alignment with themselves because they are in alignment with their source, and their energy reserve is preserved, and it's an abundance mode. There's a overfill. There's a constant generation, and so there's excess, not in a negative way, to share. Like the basket, it's not a basket. I want to say the basket is full, and it just keeps, it's never emptying, but it's not never emptying. But okay, hopefully you understand what I'm trying to explain there. It's those two individuals, entities, separate, and then the divinely guided choice to come together to form a new third thing. the relationship, and then all of the inspiration and everything that comes along with it. But this is not happening. But so far what it feels like is that the reason it isn't happening isn't because there isn't mutual love, because there is. Mutual, there's also desire. It almost feels like this King of Wands energy is trying to reconcile within themselves, or trying to understand how they show up as an intimate partner sexually, their drive, there's something about that they didn't trust or didn't understand in themselves, and maybe never fully expressed it, or something like that. There's part of their sexual, the way they show up sexually, and maybe the way they even, their views, that they were unfamiliar with or uncomfortable with, were distorted in some way. Not because of them though, because of something that happened externally, that at a critical point in their life, that was a formation of self. In a period of a formation of self, it informed how their viewpoint was and how they developed. You know what I mean? The King of Wands is fighting though. This is not giving up. He is pretty chilling. Look at his hand in the lion, on the lion's, what is it, his third eye? It's an observing and a waiting. But it's a decisiveness. But there's some confusion in there with the Hangman about what the next step is. Look at both of their legs are bent. Look at when we do that. So we're talking about mirrors. Both of their body language in these images is slightly, it's strength after trauma. It's reclaiming after battles, but increasing your strength. There's grace and ease in these poses when there maybe shouldn't be. There's a relaxation part, which is acceptance. So it really is, this person is learning what that looks like, acceptance of themselves and their true nature, and they're re-examining what their true nature is. It feels very much like there was false beliefs held with judgments, and the result of that they put into a category of negativity, like bad. But it wasn't necessarily. Like an example, if you come from a religious background and they tell you masturbation is a sin, it's not. You feel me? Stuff like that, where it's that kind of thing. But this person's true nature is the King of Wands. Commands the room in a charming way, and when in the upright, in a really enjoyable way that gets you amped up creatively, fire burning, inspired, you know what I mean? Maybe you feel safe, you know this person has your back. Think of Travis Kelce, but Travis Kelce is a Libra. But that kind of image of like a dude who's like, I don't know why Travis Kelce came in, especially because I know he's a Libra. So I'm a Libra. My birthday is in 2 days from when I'm recording this. How old will I be? 52. 52, it's a good number. It equals 7. Or 3 if you subtract it. They're 2 of my favorite numbers. Okay. I want to see what the 6 of Swords is. What can you tell me about? What does that look like? Maybe I want to use the Divine Feather Messenger. Okay. What do you have to tell us, the viewers, the receivers, the intended, about this 6 of Swords? Look how pretty that is. Hummingbird. Release what you've been carrying and lighten up. New joy is on the way. That's insane. And that's what it feels like. A separation, and there is sadness. There's a lot of feelings that come with this separation, and the reason why, because I think there's clarity on the damage that this person has caused, because that's part of this. This person's trauma responses caused damage to you. You may also relate just in general to everything I've been saying. Okay, so there's an action here, and it's due to a growth period. And the way to hold space for this is to remove yourself from it. From keeping tabs on it, knowing about it at all, thoughts on it. The only energy the energy that will help this is you focused on you and filling up your energetic reserve and preserving it, and then just putting an intention on your overflow that their guides can tap into it if needed by them. If there's been contact, or you've been like watching from afar, this is saying this person is at a stage where they are still figuring out energies and what's theirs and what isn't. And your energy might be, even though it's well intended, they don't know how to decipher it, and so it's a hindrance to them. And the best thing you can do is live your life fully for yourself, and put your energy in faith. Faith in yourself, which is faith in source. Just start with faith in yourself. I am capable, I am competent, my will is pure, my heart is pure, my heart and will are born from purity. I am safe. I am worthy. I am enough. I am capable. I don't know if I repeated. I don't have to be in control of everything all of the time. The only things I need to control are my discipline to proceed with whatever actions take me to the highest alignment of myself every day. You don't have to, so be kind to yourself and allow tiny victories. You don't have to try to get everything all at once. Just list your goals. Don't jump to the end. There's steps to get there. Sometimes it is a jump, but it's not, you're gonna know when to do that. If you feel overwhelmed by any of this, your view is it's kind of like 2 on the 1 outcome. Perfectionism. Perfect your empathy for yourself. Perfect your ability to remain, to find alignment and maintain it. And how do you do that? Because at the root of this is that you love actively, isn't a verb. That's the energy you're putting out to yourself from your cellular level all the way out, including everything. You see, and then you view that as sacred. You understand the energy, and you're protecting those energetic flow, the flow of all of that. This is all energy that we're talking about. And so if we hold ourselves as sacred, we don't have to worry about if someone is going to take advantage of us, because there are going to be 1,000 million people who try, but we don't have to worry about if they're hiding, because we are in tune with ourselves, and we are, if we are that in tune with ourselves, we are equally in tune with Source, working together. And that will help us, will be the factor that we will be able to feel things when they're off and to address it. You can let go of that control. You are safe. Whatever your past is, it is not your present. It's not happening in your present. As unpleasant or sorrowful or terrifying, whatever it is. And for this person, there's still, and you, there's still a working out of those old energies, a sitting with them and a holding space. This is what this is. It's showing up as a king, right? And we have the Lovers. When it happens, when you maintain your sacredness, it will be a giant jump, but it's not going to be because you're making it, you're choosing it with your brain. We're not choosing that with our brains. We're staying in the flow and tuning into it and just having space for it to expand within us. This is esoteric-y today, but it's also, it's basic. And we are all at a disadvantage, and we are all disempowered because we were not brought up as with this as part of our education of ourselves. And we are humans. Why are spirit in a human body, energy housed in here? Why aren't we? You know what I mean? It should be. But if this stuff is confusing to you, you can leave comments and ask questions. You can Google, or you can just put this down and come back at some time if you ever are like attracted to it, resonating with it. Okay, we're gonna move on. I'm fixated on the Lovers, so I know that this is where we're going. His leg is up too. What the heck? Okay. What do we see here? It would be this way. I need a moment here. Okay, whoever you are watching this, you are in a space that is open, wide open. You are in your nature, you are comfortable. That's your nature. You might have things have happened to you that make you close it off, but that's the thing to focus on, being wide open. So what does that mean? What safeties do you need to have in place for yourself to be wide open? Feel comfortable? What does that look like? Don't put it on the external, put it on the internal first. Don't look, well, I need to have this and like low light. No, what do you need first for you here? Then around you, the environment, and then the energies coming. This King of Wands energy matches you, but differently, is in the giving, the active. This energy is learning how to maintain holding space for their divine counterpart. I don't know if I can hold these up in the way. I kind of can't. Sorry. It's the best. You got to keep it moving. I'm going to lose it. There's growth with both, but there's different levels of growth. And this energy is learning first. They can't hold space for you. They want to. They know. And I don't just mean like it's like a desire. It's not just a mind's desire. It is the soul's knowing. And they're building themselves up. And that might mean they're in a... That might include other people. It will include other people, and it might include other people on an intimate level. There are lessons there. They're necessary, and the best thing you can do is to just fully remove yourself from it on every level, so that your energy isn't informing that, and their energy isn't informing you. You have to let it go. You can't keep it in the back of your head. Also understand that you will be working with other energies. It feels more, well, I was going to say it feels more so like psychic connections and source, but there's definitely sexual undertones to this. So there might be intimacy, physical, on whatever level, on any level, for you too. There's something there. Hold on. I'm going to pull a feather card. Am I? Yeah. No? Okay. The Falcon. Use your keen perception and skills in making decisions. Do not delay. This feels like I don't know the phrase. strength in your conception, your idea of your character, conviction. This feels like graceful conviction. That's what it is. You are in a wide open state. The whole thing I spoke about letting go of control and you are safe, that's what this is. So for some of you, you're going to really resonate with this. And a falcon, picture a falcon, see yourself as the falcon, maybe your guide is a falcon, but it's the energy of the falcon. I do think this goes for both energies, but this is specific on you because you are ahead of this energy. This is you. Yeah, I'm not sure how much. I guess this is different for all of you, but it's closer than it isn't, but it's like this. So it's closer, but it's further here. Do you feel me? But it's not going to take much. It's going to take freedom and faith and space and for this to just rise up. And then the next, that is the coming together. You're not going to make it come together. It's just going to happen. You're going to run into the person. It's going to happen like that. Do you feel me? It's nothing you're going to make happen. When you have any of these thoughts in your life that detract you from being in your most authentic self in your center, picture the falcon coming in, swooping in, and grabbing with the talons onto the energy of the thoughts and taking it away. You're giving it to the falcon. Give it to the falcon. I give this to the falcon. Whatever that is for you. I don't know how to explain how imagery and visualizing isn't something fake. It's not imaginary. It's how you the wheel of fortune, the wheel that's moving, it's how you direct it. That's how you direct it, by where you're focusing your energy. We don't understand how powerful we all are, truly, all of us. Phew. The eagle, you are learning all aspects of spiritual connection and reaching new heights. Oh, I talked about Travis Kelce and his podcast is called New Heights. That's so weird. That's so cool. This could be relevant to Travis Kelce figuring out new aspects of the next part of his journey and what parts of yourself you need to expand and deepen and strengthen in order to let yourself move through to the next level, to show up as this. Okay, Travis Kelce. These keep staring at me, the Bon Guerre. They're all major arcana only. It's a deck of only major arcana, which is my favorite kind of decks to have. I love them so much. I do. I don't know why it's coming out, so hold on. It's connected to the Lovers. I'm also feeling this one, which is just the Aquarian Tarot. Oh, look at that. The High Priestess was turned around. What else is turned around? The Queen of Swords. Okay, hold on. The Three of Swords on the bottom. Okay. Taylor Swift's song Peace is going through my head right now. The Three of Swords, the the Queen of Swords, and the High Priestess. So energy-wise, that's Libra and Pisces. Judgment and the Lovers, which is Gemini, by the way. This is justice for the betrayals and traumas and heartbreak, anguish externally placed upon you. This is justice for all of that. This is the laying down of it, the putting it to rest in a way that when you get to this place where you put it to rest, all of the active pain, judgments, any of those negative aspects that were previously activated, they're not activated anymore. They have settled. You have made peace with it. I guess look up the lyrics to Peace. I don't really know them. Kind of know them. It's a good song. There's an understanding and an acceptance and a fierce loyalty to yourself, to the preservation of your energy. And the way I'm looking at it, they're facing each other. So hopefully they're doing that here. It's making peace in your mind. Mental peace. A reverie. I keep hearing a reverie. Okay, now we want the Bonneguer. Oh, I should flip through them. Okay. It's supposed to be raining all day long. It doesn't look like it's gonna rain. It hasn't, and it doesn't look like it's going to. I just heard none of your business. This King of Wands energy is none of your business. They're on a journey that is connected to yours, but is separate. Then there's parts of that is separate. Their individual journey is separate than your journey combined. And right now you're not in one together. You're not actively co-creating. Not physically. You still are energetically connected though. Your heart, chakra, your heart, your spirit, and your soul knows when something is right for you and when it isn't. The thought comes in, and that's where it can fuck it up. Follow you and let yourself explore. I feel like there's a tether here because there's a brain aspect of you, mind, that's coming in, connecting you still, attaching you to this King of Wands energy. And that is what the Falcon needs to come in and take away. Because you and your power aren't going to be concerned about this King of Wands and what they're doing and who they're doing it with. It is literally none of your business. And there's probably several reasons why it shouldn't be part of your business, because they've lost access to you. Do you understand and do you hear me? They lost access to you. You don't have to act This kind of connection, you don't have to actively keep attention on because it's there. It's just there. It's going to always exist. The way that it comes in harmony is when you both, but let's talk about you. You bring harmonious things to you when you are balanced with yourself. They might meet you, remember? They might meet that vibe, which is you, but that vibe, that frequency, and they might not. And then how you come together is all dependent upon your abilities to maintain your soul, the seed of your soul. There's a book called The Seed of the Soul by Gary Zukov. Look it up. Probably going to call this reading that, The Seed of the Soul, or The Seed of Your Soul. Okay. I guess I'm going to go to the farmer's market, take a little walk. This one, I'm going to look at it. I don't know if we're going to take it or just look at it. It's the Emperor. Oh, of course it is. If you've been coming to my readings for a while, you understand why my connection to the Emperor. But it makes sense. We got a King of Wands over there. This is Aries. So this is connected, this Lovers, to the Emperor showing up in their full power, whoever that is, whoever's energy that is for you. And it could be both. It's a really beautiful confirmation, though, of what I was saying, that a connection like this will always exist on some level because you're both tapped in from the same origin source. When you get to the Lovers, that's two actualized beings who have done all this work and they are in cahoots with spirit. They are in alignment, in the flow with spirit and their source to maintain that energy. And then they are shown each other. And then they decide and commit consciously to bringing those energies together to now create this new third thing that is going to serve source, serve all, and serve selves. That's when you have to put the attention on it. But the root of that, this can't happen without this first, without attention full on self. The Tower is underneath it, and Temperance, yep. Everything is being shooken up because it's divinely guided. It's being divinely guided. I'm gonna shuffle and pull one. But that's what's going on here, folkies. Listen, I'm hearing this because I'm hearing anxiety. I'm hearing it, and now I can feel it. If this is romantic, an intimate romantic relationship, we know that, okay. If there are other people who aren't this King of Wands energy and you really, that's where you are, and like maybe you want to marry this person, do it. Do it. You can't, this King of Wands energy, how do I explain this? You're not missing out. It's what you're supposed to do. Let yourself have faith in yourself and let go of literally everything else. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? There's a jumping ahead that tries to happen too much intellectually. You're trying to intellectualize the future because of your really traumatic past. And that's when you have to catch yourself. Well, if I married you're not going to be weird about marrying someone. You're weird about it now. If you're in the flow and you meet someone and you start dating them, and then you like start seeing them, and then you're dating, and then you're dating exclusively, and then this is it, like this is who you want to spend your life with. There's still this connection to the King of Wands. If that King of Wands were on the level that you vibrate, you would probably be with them, but they're not. And so when they get there. If there's someone, there's a different one that is, you are meant to go explore that. If that is in alignment with your full soul, there's no codependency, there's no negativity. This is what you're, let yourself go. You don't know what's going to happen. Just trust in you and that you're building every day to keep strengthening and fortifying you, your idea of you, how you show up as you, how you look and feel to yourself, how you enjoy being in your skin, the amount of attention you give to all your synapses and cells. And okay, it did a little flippy flip. Strength. Yeah. Okay. You're close to the next level, wherever you're headed. You're close. So it's the discipline part. Even if it begins with, I am strong. I am strong enough to do this. I am safe. You'll get to a place where that becomes in alignment because you believe it and you don't have to question it anymore. Right now, there's still questioning of something on all sides, King of Wands and your energy. The Magician and the Lover. The Lover, self, source, calling in, manifesting. Goes this way. Look at that. Right? It's allowing yourself to be open and receive all of the tools that are existing always, continuously, all of the time, that you have access to. It's not using your head to decipher and discern anymore on that. It's trusting in your ability that you've already have that set up, and it's just allowing. You're in this space where you're maintaining, you're wide open, but you're not vulnerable. Do you understand? You can be wide open and not vulnerable. But part of how you are wide open is by being vulnerable. Feel me? Okay, so this is a self-focused, nurturing, growing, caring for, showing up as a fully competent, complete, perfect being, entity, energy, human. The worrying, it's putting that to rest. You won't have worry because you're not using your brain like that. You'll be able to just click it on and off when you need to like magnify something, and then the Falcon can take that shit away. The Hierophant is under the Lover and the Sun is under the Magician. So it keep focused on you and preserving you and all of this, and it's going to bring you to your most authentic self and your happiest life. It doesn't mean there's not going to be sad things. There will be. But you got it. You got everything. You got everything. You just have to allow it and trust in yourself. All right. Thank you for sharing your energy. Thank you for that reading. See you when the next one comes through. Ciao, ciao.